I've heard Laura speak. I think there's some neat things going on with the Heart of Oregon Corps. Just a little bit about them. They empower youth and young adults through employment, job training, education, and services. Laura Hardy, Executive Director, will share how their model transforms disconnected young people into connected members of our community. So, let's give her a round of applause.
Thanks for having us all. I'm going to let Susan Harrison actually start.
Thank you for having us today. I am a board member of Heart of Oregon. I'm the vice president of the board, and I'm also the chair of the Campus Campaign Fund, which is one of the things that we're going to be talking about today. I moved to Redmond about 2 years ago from Indiana. I told my husband my next kitchen was going to have a view of the mountains 20 years ago, and now I've achieved that. So when I came to Oregon, I was looking for things to get involved in, and Heart of Oregon became one of those. I went to a board function where it was online to talk about different organizations, and Heart of Oregon spoke to me because of working with youth. So Laura's going to tell you today that we work with youth from 16 to 24 and the programs. But it's a wonderful opportunity to see kids grow, to see them get GEDs, to see them prepared to take junior college classes, to learn skills, to prepare for jobs. So that's the reason that I became involved with Heart of Oregon. Right now we have a really exciting opportunity because we're building a campus at the Opportunity Foundation site. So it's right here in Redmond. And we'll talk about the area that we serve, the multi-county area, but it's a great opportunity for Redmond. So we do appreciate the opportunity to get to talk to people so you're all aware of it. So thank you.
All right. Thank you, Susan. And Susan, I learned today that Susan and her husband are members here at Juniper, so it's fun. And we have lots of board members and staff members and youth that live in Redmond or part of Redmond, so we're excited to share more. I did my best on the technology today. I can't make this full screen, but at least there's something. I'm really excited about that, and we'll see if the video works or not, but we'll figure it out. So I'm going to start off with Heart of Oregon Corps overall, and it's so nice to see some of you again, and so nice to meet you, some of you for the first time. Again, I'm fortunate enough to serve as the executive director for the organization. I've been with Heart of Oregon since 2006 and seen it grow along with watching our young people grow. And so it's really, really exciting time for the organization. So as Chris shared, we empower youth and young adults through employment, job training, education, and service to Central Oregon communities. And our vision is to be the leader in empowering youth and young adults to transform their lives and their communities. And we really do that with an aim of making sure that all young people in our communities, despite their challenges, barriers, or backgrounds, have equal opportunities and equitable opportunities to succeed and thrive and join our businesses and civic groups and things like that. So I want to share a little bit about our programs. Some of you may know quite a bit about them. We currently have 6 different programs. They all serve a range of 16 to 24-year-olds, sometimes just 16 to 18, other times just 18 to 24. There's little subgroups within that, but that's the total range. And all our programs share a work, earn, learn model. So youth work in hands-on, community-based projects, in teams, using tools, creating real things they can touch and point to and say, we did that. And they all learn, whether what's work, earn, learn, they all earn. So we are unique in that we don't just give services to youth, we engage them in providing service to the community, and they are on our payroll. They are earning wages, stipends, AmeriCorps living allowance, and building up their assets. I always like to joke that when you pay a 17-year-old, they don't invest that in an offshore account. They spend it right here at the local smoothie shop. So we like that part of it too. And they're also earning AmeriCorps scholarships for your future, and they can use those for up to 7 years. So even if they don't have an immediate plan, they have that asset. And they also learn. Our Youth Build program is the only one that has an in-house diploma and GED track in partnership with Sister School District and many area school districts. But some of our other programs, like if it's the summer Youth Conservation Corps, they can earn school to work credits while they're there. They can, and then the learning extends to industry, recognized certifications, S212, firefighting certifications, chainsaw certifications, something as simple as a food handler's card or a server's permit that they can immediately put to use in their employment path. So you may be familiar with our Heart of Oregon Corps program names: Youth Build, High Desert Conservation Corps, which is our year-round young adult conservation corps; Stewardship, Central Oregon Youth Conservation Corps, that's the teen one for high schoolers with Forest Service in the summer; Camp Lead, and our thrift store training program in Madras. So just a few outcomes, but I'm actually going to hit on Redmond impacts. So last year, we hired and trained 213 youth. They earned over $500,000 of wages and stipends, and they earned $150,000 of scholarships through AmeriCorps. Our youth built 7 homes and tiny homes with Habitat for Humanity in Veterans Village. We donated $1,500 of goods from our thrift store to low-income families. We improved 2,100 acres of public lands. This is just last year. Built 86 miles of trails. And that's both on Parks and Rec local public lands, state public lands, and federal public lands. We do all levels. And we're proud that 89% of our youth completed the program. And in times when young people have a lot of changes in their lives, that's a really good success metric. Oh wait, and I was going to talk about Redmond specifically. So we have deep roots in Redmond. Some of you know some of our founders. Dave Holmes was a Redmond resident and really founded our organization along with Denny Maloney and Dan Saraceno. The Redmond Skate Park in the Dry Canyon, Heart of Oregon Corps crews helped build that way back with other partners as well. We have built, Heart of Oregon Youth Build has built 9 affordable homes or remodeled affordable homes in Redmond, plus Oasis Village and Veterans Village. And we partner strongly with Hayden Homes and First Story on those projects. We're going to remodel a home with Opportunity Foundation, likely. It's in the works in 24-25. And about 40% of our Youth Build participants are from Redmond. We host 2 COICC crews every year. We have Redmond members in our other year-round Conservation Corps programs, and they do tons of public lands and public works projects. Almost every year we volunteer in the Dry Canyon. We've helped with the disc golf course and invasive weeds and trash cleanups. We do trailhead and weeds and fencing at places like Alder Springs and Steelhead Falls and other area BLM sites. We just have a deep impact in Redmond. So just wanted to kind of share that a little bit. I don't have the tip of my finger of percent overall program of Redmond, but now I want to know because I tried to get it for my presentation. I couldn't find it. So who are our youth and where do they come from? People always ask, how do they find you? How do they apply? How do they sign up? We are really proud that our #1 referral source is from other youth and their families. So youth tell their younger siblings, their cousins, aunties tell their nephews and nieces about it, grandparents get involved and tell people about it. So that's our #1 referral source. #2 is all our other schools and social service organizations that help connect young people who are looking for summer work and maybe aren't facing a lot of barriers, but really want that cool summer work experience. And then some youth who are facing really deep barriers and disadvantages in their path and need intensive wraparound supports that some of our year-round programs offer. And so we refer to our young people as opportunity youth. That's a phrase that's often used to note young people that are disconnected in some ways from a traditional work and school path. And they have lots of opportunity to both grow if they get reconnected and opportunities to give back to the community if they get reconnected. We have a high percentage of youth who experience disabilities. That's always been a part of our mission. We serve lots of young people from rural and smaller communities. We are definitely all over Central Oregon. We are not just in Bend. And our young people, do face barriers. They are coming from lower income households. Maybe they've been in and out of foster care, had some court involvement, face housing instability. They're young people who do face a lot and need the support of their community to succeed here. So overall, our you heard Susan give you the sneak peek about our new campus, and we really have a vision around this, that our youth deserve a campus that supports a youth-centered culture and space and everything that they need, similar to a young person that might be on a community college track, right? They need a home, they need a place they can thrive. And we believe that we can really provide that to them. And I'll be telling you a little bit more about that. And I also want to share that this idea for a campus didn't come out of nowhere. It wasn't a, oh, we should because we can sort of moment. It was a, we've been planning this and exploring this for a very long time, and now is the time we feel like it's achievable. It's part of a larger strategic plan. It's part of our capacity priority in our strategic plan and facilities. And I don't have time to go too in depth in this, but if anyone's really into strategic planning, let me know. We'll grab a coffee. So overall, these are some of the areas I'm going to share about today. Sorry, I don't know what all the name is, but and this is what I didn't know if it would work. Kind of highly doubtful about. Okay, we're going to skip the video for now. I have it both on QR codes, and maybe I can find it at the end when we do Q&A. It's only 3 minutes long. It's on our website too, so I'll try to go in the back door. But I'll give you the preview here, and then hopefully we'll be able to finish with that. I love the video because you get to hear from our youth directly and hear their needs with that. So as I mentioned, this didn't come out of nowhere. We started this journey with a lot of vision work. We had interviews, we had focus groups. I interviewed current youth members and alumni. We have alumni on staff about what they needed. We also did a feasibility study out of the fundraising end with key political leaders and funders and donors to say, hey, can we do this responsibly, right? And the answer was yes. The feasibility study also gave us input on what we should build and where. And part of that, we had a resounding yes on Redmond, and we had a resounding yes on the Opportunity Foundation site as well, and the cost savings that brought the project. So a few details about our project. We'll be leasing a significant acreage from Opportunity Foundation long-term, and we plan to build a 9,000 square foot new building with trauma-informed design and youth-centered culture. We're remodeling an adjacent 14,000 square foot warehouse, the Jim Couch Mill that some of you may know there on Highway 126. It's a really unique space for our needs, and because Heart of Oregon Corps, with all our hands-on stuff, we do hands-on messy stuff. We need that sort of warehouse manufacturing environment to do everything we do. And then there's also other opportunities for great amenities like a covered equipment bays, a central courtyard, recreational space, lots of parking, things like that. And the site is shovel ready with a groundbreaking planned this December. So we're still in kind of the quiet phase of the campaign. We're starting to talk to groups like yourself. You get the inside look before everybody does in the broad community. It's kind of a secret we want to start spreading at this stage, so we're excited to share about it. I'm sorry, all my images are not loading now. The site location, you're all from Redmond, you know where it is. So right as Highway 126 goes east out of Redmond, Opportunity Foundation is there on the left, so 126 and 9th Street is going to be that area. And that area of Redmond's really undergoing a lot of development right now, and so we're proud to be a part of that. And to help develop and revitalize that area of Redmond as well. So many pretty pictures. I have folders. Susan, will you pass out folders? Thank you. So we see this as a central campus. We currently have we have a main office in Bend at Marshall, Bend Tech Academy, and 4 satellite sites in Redmond, Sisters, Prineville, and Madras. Right now, all those spaces are operating over capacity with no room to growth, and a lot of those spaces we don't have control over, and we could be asked to leave without much notice. So this also brings long-term stability for Heart of Oregon Corps youth in our community. And it'll just add a lot of efficiencies in how we operate and allow us to provide things that otherwise we couldn't provide. But we do have a vision to maintain satellite sites in rural communities. It's really important to us that youth in Madras and Redmond and Prineville and Lapine and Sisters are still really interconnected and have places to meet. One way we can do that efficiently is partnering. So So like in the summer, we have a site in Crescent, and it's at the Crescent Ranger District. So like it's easy and it doesn't add a lot of burden, right? But it still lets those youth access our services. So we'll be looking at strategies like that. And we think we know the campus is going to be able to help us expand training and increase the quality and depth of services that we offer our young people. They really asked for things as simple as access to a washing machine and a shower, and as complex as driver's education training. So we're going to use the campus as a way to provide our young people, either directly or through partners, things that they need that they're not getting access to. So some of our partners, we have hired BBT Architects, who some of you may be familiar with, Principal Architect Renee Alexander. Red Point Construction Management Services are helping me do this, because I'm trying to run an organization and do this, so I'm really glad to have them on board. And then we recently hired R&H Construction as our general contractor for the project. And we have our development committee that works with all this. So yeah, our campus campaign committees, and huge thanks to Susan, who's a big part of this. We have a project development committee. They're doing all the logisticals and planning things. We have a fund development committee. And then we also are engaging volunteer campaign advisors who can come to meetings as they want, but they're not required to be there all the time. And so just a few example of those folks: Heather Fick from EC Works, Steve Curley at Redmond is really excited about this project. Lee Bauk, retired general manager of Sheldwin. So there's ways to get involved, and there's things in your folder about this, so I don't have any visuals, so I won't go into it. But we are working on raising $8 million, which is a very big number. It's hard for me to believe, having been with the organization, but our annual budget at Heart of Oregon is now at $4 million. And so this $8 million long-term investment is going to be a generational investment for our youth and our community. And I'm really proud that we are right around at $3 million already for the campaign. And we're taking steady steps every day. So excited about that. And if anybody in the room is interested in those details, happy to share more. And just want to invite folks to get involved overall in Heart of Oregon, and as this is right here in Redmond in this campaign, as it might be interesting to you. Number one, refer young people to join our programs. We're hiring for our summer programs right now with the Forest Service and others. We have Youth Build for youth that might be getting disconnected from school and getting off track. So if you have any questions about referring young people, we have a great website, lots of information there. We have all kinds of committee and volunteer opportunities, both in the campaign. We also have a mentoring program at our Youth Build program if someone is interested in mentoring, either in the classroom on a tutor-like basis or out on our construction work sites, if you like to be more hands-on. And we just ask that as we're exiting the quiet part and entering the more public part, if you could be connectors for us. Introduce us to other people that might be interested in learning about this and have ideas about how to make this campus thrive in Redmond. We're a member of Redmond Chamber, and we're going to host April's Business After Hours event there on the site that we're building at. So you're all welcome to come to that, and I'll try to pass along an invite through that roster I heard about, and make sure you turn in your roster information. And of course, I'm not here to ask for money. You guys support in so many ways, but of course, in general, we are seeking donations, and if there's someone that's really passionate about it that you think we should know, please do let us know. And yeah, so I want to open up for Q&A about Heart of Oregon Corps overall and the exciting campus campaign. I'm going to invite Susan up to join me for that, and I'll try to cue the video while we do that and see if I can double task. Yes?
So which comes first? Do you have a cluster of students and you're finding assignments for them, or you have assignments and you're trying to find the right number of people to do them?
For our projects that the youth do? It's really simultaneous. So we have goals of enrolling and hiring a certain number of youth in the certain programs every year. And then we work with partners like Redmond Parks and Rec and Bend Parks and Rec and the BLM and the Forest Service, or with Habitat to line up projects to engage those program youth and teams. So it's really kind of simultaneous. We've been around since 2000, so we're pretty we kind of know what to expect. Every once in a while we have to do the dance of either trying to find more youth or calling a partner and letting them know we have to delay a project, but we have really collaborative relationships, so it usually works out. That's a good question. I've never been asked that question before. Susan, do you want to see if anyone else has a question?
Yeah. Yes.
How are you funded?
How are we funded? It's a combination. We receive grants. We have fundraising opportunities, that we're doing as an organization. There's a couple that we will do that you may be familiar with. And of course, my mind goes blank right now.
Farm to Fork.
Farm to Fork, yes, there you are.
Thank
And
you.
that's one of them.
Let's check it out.
Yes, thank you. And
Endless Summer Nights. is our new
Endless
fundraiser.
Summer Nights, that's another one. And then we have an annual campaign at the end of the year as well. But it's a combination, so.
Yeah. We're really proud that we're an organization that can both invest local funds in local projects and bring in some federal and state funds to invest in our local youth. So we do get some large federal grants from the Department of Labor and AmeriCorps National Service, which stems way back to the Civilian Conservation Corps and those sorts of initiatives. But we're able to partner that with some state workforce education money and then local money from project sponsors that want to hire local youth to do these kind of projects, and then local fundraising as well. So we're proud of the diversity of our funding platform, and it's given us a lot of stability over the years. And I'm really proud of being able to bring in those public resources to Central Oregon.
So if we were to help out in the classroom or at the job site, do we have to have pre-clearance or something else? So what do we have to do to get ready to do that?
Yeah, so for mentors, Jackson is our advocate that does all our volunteer coordination for our mentors at Youth Build. And we do both a round of background checks and an interview, and then, and I believe even a reference, and then we do a volunteer training as well and cover things like appropriate boundaries with youth and how to get help if there's a situation you don't know what to do about. And then we kind of gauge interest of like, where do you want to help? Are you someone that wants to sit and give encouragement in the classroom? Are you someone that wants to volunteer on a service day in Dry Canyon picking up trash? Or are you someone that wants to get out on the construction site, maybe even put on some bags? So we make it individualized. We also both do group mentoring, and then mentors who feel ready and youth who feel ready, we match one-on-one mentoring that keeps going when the youth graduates to help them with that transition. Which is we found to be really important. So yeah, if you're interested, we'd love to have people. Most of the Youth Build mentoring does take place up at our Sisters Cloverdale site, 126 the other way, on the way to Sisters.
Which you passed, no doubt, on the way to Sisters.
It's a historic schoolhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, good question, Anna.
What are the ages of the kids that you service?
Yeah, 16 to 24. Some of the, like COICC, the Forest Service Teen Corps, is just 16 to 18. Our year-round Natural Resources Corps is more 18 to 24. There's some programs. So we kind of have variations within that, but that's the overall. We don't work with 14 to 15-year-olds because of the complexity of labor laws. We get asked a lot. We have parents calling, like, my 15-year-old is so ready. Yeah.
Well, your materials are just Central Oregon. Is it just a Central Oregon organization?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, we were founded here locally by local leaders who responded to a need that they saw in their own community, which I think is cool.
So in a typical year, how many students, how many kids go through your program, and how many get a GED?
Usually about 250 currently go through. It was a little higher pre-pandemic. We're hoping we can work back up to that. We were more like 300 pre-pandemic a year. And as Youth Build is our only program that does GED, the last 3 years in Youth Build, 70% of all Youth Builders earn their GED or diploma. And these are youth that prior to enrolling were dropped out of high school completely.
What was the trauma-informed design? I haven't heard that before, and it stood out to me.
Yeah, we're having fun with our architects on that.
Yeah.
Do you want to speak to that at all, or do you want me to?
Well, I think as we designed the building, we're trying to think about how can we serve the youth? So we want to make sure that we have some areas where they can have quiet areas, that they can have small areas for one-on-one conversations. So there's trauma-informed design is thinking about that as you design the building. So what things would youth need, and how can, that we've got places outside, we've got places inside, places for reflection.
Yeah, things like color and light, even access. So if I'm a youth that maybe has experienced trauma, right? Things like having been homeless or witnessed domestic violence or witnessed having violence in my life, right? Like that's trauma, and it affects how your brain it affects everything, the way you walk through the world. And so even like when I walk through the door as a young person, do I feel safe, welcome? Do I know where to go? Do I know how to get help right away if I don't know where to go? Is it accessible, right? Like if I need a space that I can be loud and noisy and get some energy out, do I have those spaces? Or like Susan said, if I need a space that, I just need to cancel the outside noise for a minute so I can refocus and re-engage, those spaces exist too.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah. Should we see if this video works?
Try it.
Yeah. Everybody cross your fingers. Sound. Oh my God. Campus may be an everyday word for young adults on the college track, but for others it's more rare. We are so excited to launch the Campus campaign to make a thriving campus a reality for more youth in Central Oregon. Heart of Oregon Corps empowers youth and young adults to transform their lives while they're transforming their communities. Our current facilities are stressed, are aging, are full, and we have a lot of lack of efficiencies in travels and supplies and logistics and all of that. So we're really excited about the needs that the centralized campus will address for our organization. We see our centralized campus and our current locations as well as a really important hub and places for young people to build community, get reconnected, form those in-person and one-on-one and team relationships that some of the isolation of the pandemic really was challenging for young people. The new centralized campus will be a youth-centered space where young people can thrive while completing our programs and connecting with Heart of Oregon for support afterwards. Lots of spaces that are designed to welcome them, make them feel safe, supported, and engaged, and have the amenities they need to successfully complete the programs. That could be a locker room, that could be a cafeteria, that could be a training center space where loud, hands-on training activities can occur, or it could be a quiet reflection place or a confidential meeting space to get support. We want to apply trauma-informed principles to the design of the campus and also design it for the efficiencies of all our complex logistics, equipment, and vehicles that we need to operate our programs.
As long as you feel like I'm actually connected to nature and helping other people, this can actually last a long time, what we're doing here. It actually feels like I'm making a difference.
I love working outside, and this is an awesome environment for people that love working outside. We have something new every day. It's never a same day. It's always different.
It's really amazing to see that aha moment when they finally figure out, oh, hey, I can do this. It is my most favorite part are the young people and teaching them.
You know, I used to play a lot of video games, and I realized that instead of leveling up in the game, why do I level up in life? I don't think there's any other way I would have spent my summer than this.
Anything you don't know and any questions you have are always, the instructors are always there available to you to, answer or help you with any task that you were assigned or need help with.
And I love the fact that we're able to do it as youth. Like, we don't have to wait until we're 18 to come work with the Forest Service. We can actually start doing it when we're 16 years old.
We look forward to breaking ground in late 2023 and sharing our progress along the way.
Thank you for coming. So it's a little gift for you.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank you. And another photo op. Oh, sure. Thank you.
We're going to build right next to it.
All right, thank you. I will dismiss us. There's the bell.